You know that feeling when you're about to say something in English and the perfect word just disappears? Like it was never there? Yeah, that's about to stop happening. Stay with me. Hey, beautiful people. I'm Maya, and welcome to Miss English Daily. This is your safe space to speak English without fear, without pressure, just real conversations for real life. Today, we're solving one of the most frustrating problems English learners face, forgetting words right when you need them most. And if you're tired of that blank mind panic, hit subscribe because we're about to change that together. All right, let's dive in. So first, let me tell you something that might actually make you feel better. When you forget a word, that's not a sign you're bad at English. Actually, it's proof that your brain is working exactly the way it should. Here's what I mean. Your brain isn't a storage unit. It's more like a very picky assistant. It only keeps what it thinks you're actually going to use. So when you learn a new word once, see it once, and never touch it again, your brain goes, okay, cool, not important. Delete. That's why cramming 50 words in one night doesn't work. You're not giving your brain any reason to care. But here's the good news. Once you understand how your brain decides what to keep, you can work with it instead of against it. And that's what we're doing today. Let's start with the biggest mistake I see learners make. They memorize words like this. Exhausted means very tired. exhausted. And then a week later, gone. Why? Because you learned the word alone. No context, no connection, just floating in your brain with nothing to hold on to. Your brain doesn't store random words. It stores experiences, images, feelings, situations. So if you want to remember a word, you need to give it a life. Instead of just exhausted, try this. Picture yourself after a long day at work. Your feet hurt, your eyes are heavy, you flop onto the couch and say, "I'm so exhausted." Feel that? That's context. That's memory. That's what sticks. Here's another thing. Stop learning words in translation. I know it's tempting. You see nervous, you think of the word in your language, done. But here's the problem. Every time you want to use that word in English, your brain has to translate it first. That's why you freeze mid-sentence. Instead, learn the word the way English speakers actually experience it. Let's try one together. The word is relieved. Don't translate it, just imagine this. You thought you lost your phone. You're panicking. Then you find it in your bag. That feeling? That's relieved. Now, say it out loud with me. I'm so relieved. Did you say it? Good, because speaking is how your brain locks it in. Listening is helpful, but speaking, that's where the magic happens. And hey, if you're finding this helpful, do me a favor and hit that subscribe button and tap the like. It helps more people find this channel, and honestly, it keeps me motivated to make more videos like this for you. Okay, let's keep going. Now, I want to talk about something called spaced repetition. Fancy term, simple idea. Your brain doesn't learn things in one go. It learns in layers. First time you see a word, it's new. Second time, it's familiar. Third time, it's yours. But here's the key. You need space between those times. Not 5 minutes apart, not the same day. You need to let your brain almost forget it and then remind it again. So if you learn the word disappointed today, don't drill it 10 times in a row. See it today, then see it again tomorrow in a different sentence, then maybe 3 days later in a conversation or a video. That's how memory becomes permanent. little touches over time, not one big push. Let me share something personal. When I was learning English, I used to write down every new word I heard, pages and pages of words, and I felt so productive, like I was really learning. But when I tried to speak, nothing. My mind was blank, because I never actually used those words. I just collected them. That's when I realized you don't need to know 1,000 words. You need to know 50 words really, really well. Words you can pull out in a real conversation without thinking. Quality over quantity, always. So here's what I want you to do. Pick 3 words, just 3. Words you've been trying to remember but keep forgetting. Maybe it's curious. Maybe it's regret. Maybe it's comfortable. Now, don't just write them down. Create 3 real sentences that you might actually say in your life. For example, I'm curious about that new restaurant. I regret not calling her earlier. These shoes are so comfortable. Say them out loud, right now, even if you're on the bus, even if people are around. Whisper if you have to, but use your voice. Because the moment you speak, you're not just learning English, you're living it. Here's something else. Your emotions matter more than you think. If you learn a word when you're bored or stressed or forcing yourself to study, your brain doesn't care about it. But if you learn a word because you needed it, because you felt something, because it connected to your real life, your brain goes, "Oh, this is important." That's why watching shows in English works better than textbooks. That's why talking to real people beats flashcards. Because there's emotion, there's meaning, there's life. So stop studying English like it's a test. Start experiencing it like it's a conversation. And please, please be kind to yourself. You're going to forget words. Even native speakers forget words sometimes. It happens. But every time you remember a word again, your brain gets a little stronger. Every time you practice, you're building something real. This isn't about being perfect. It's about being brave enough to try, mess up, and try again. All right, my friend, that's it for today. If this video helped you, hit that like button and subscribe if you haven't already. Seriously, it makes a huge difference. And remember, you're not forgetting words because you're bad at English. You're forgetting them because you haven't made them yours yet. Give them context. Give them emotion. Give them time. You've got this. I'll see you in the next one. Keep speaking, keep shining, and I'll talk to you soon.